What's up? Your boy, Deluxe Man, and this is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling for July 17th of 2014. And today also happens to be someone's birthday. Someone very important. Someone very special. Someone who's really, really handsome. No one important, of course, you know. It doesn't really matter. But just saying, it's someone's birthday. Someone's birthday. Just putting it out there. But this is my Impact review for the first night, night 1 of the NYC tapings in the Hammerstein Ballroom for TNA. And these shows have gotten a lot of hype from the viewing audience, based off of the spoilers, because everybody has seen the spoilers. I've already seen the spoilers for one of the nights, not this one. This one I went in with no idea what happening, so this one was fresh in my mind. So I'm gonna give it a fresh review. And before I get into the show, I want to say this. Okay, I know a lot of you have this thing where you have WWE standards all the way up here like a skyscraper, and that's fine. But then you want to put TNA standards way down here like a little ant. Sorry, that's not me. Wherever the WWE standards are, that's where TNA's is. And they will be treated the exact same way like how I treat WWE. If you don't like it, go watch someone else, okay? I'm not gonna let TNA slide because they're young. They've been around for 12 years. ECW and WCW, well, I think WCW is around the time. I think 13 years is WCW. Whatever. It's about as long as WCW has been around. So, no excuses. But getting into the show, not gonna lie, it was kind of bland. I didn't think it was all that special. I think the crowd was good. I think the crowd actually made it a lot more entertaining than what it really was. If this was held in the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, I don't think it would have been as good as it was, and it wasn't even good. It was pretty to me. And some of you TNA fans who sat through crap for months probably feel like this is a much better show than I'm making it out to be, because you've dealt with so much crap from TNA. And seeing this show and reading some tweets on some people talking about this was a great show, one of TNA's best shows, just shows me that, wow, you guys must have went through some terrible shows to think this was great. Because I didn't. I'm just going to kind of run through it. I'm not going to have much to say about it. The show opens up with Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray having a nostalgia moment. Man, we had these great moments in ECW. It's good to be back in the Hammerstein Ballroom. ECW. And then we have EC3 come out, and I like what he did. I like the fact that when he was cutting his promo, the fans were chanting, "You can't wrestle," and then he would respond, "I disagree. You can't wrestle, I'm very good. You can't wrestle, I disagree." I actually like that. That was cool. Does he do that often? I hope so, because that's a great way to keep the crowd invested. But then they get into the ring. Rhino is a sellout. Don't care. Dreamer takes some shots at WWE, so we've gone back to that now. This is at PG land, kid. And one thing I would like to see change in the wrestling business nowadays: less talking, more action. They brawl, and that was it. I don't care. I don't. You know, to me, the best reunion show for ECW was their One Night Stand show in 2005. Maybe their 2006 one as well. But every single reunion show they've tried to do has not come even close to topping that show. And this is no different. Seriously, I don't mind them being on the show, but it feels like TNA is trying to create a reunion for ECW and not really trying to focus on establishing their own brand. I don't know if that's a good idea, but whatever, TNA, whatever floats your boat, I didn't care about this segment. And quite frankly, I didn't care about the match that it led into. I didn't really care about Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer versus EC3, Ethan Carter III, and Rhino. Ethan Carter III beat them by a roll-up. The heels get heat, I guess. Can we just let ECW die, please? It was great for what it was back in the day, but we cannot recapture that magic. We can't. It's done. It's done. Moving on. This was a good match. The 8-man Gauntlet X Division match. The only nitpick, the only, 2 nitpicks I would like to say about this is, number one, I had no idea that the stipulation was you had to eliminate the 8-man by, sending them over the top rope. And, of course, the last 2 have to have an actual match. And that's okay. I would prefer Austin Aries to have a legit gauntlet match. He would have to beat every single person that comes out, pinfall or submission. That would have been a lot more better. I would have liked to have seen that, but this was okay. This was fine. This was good. I really enjoyed this match. And the second nitpick, I don't know what I was going to say. The second nitpick is the commercial in the middle of the match. It was going awesome. And then I think after, was it Zima Ion? After he came in, commercial break. We come back and T. Grey Uno and freaking Crazy Steve is inside the ring. And I'm like, oh, come on, guys. That was a poorly placed commercial break. Just when it was getting off the ground, you hit us with a freaking commercial break, and it was just like, okay, I don't know what happened. And we came back into the middle of the match not knowing what was going on. And then, it was not very well done. But I did enjoy the match. I enjoyed Sonata and Austin Aries at the end of it too. That was a really good back and forth. Not as good as their match last week, but it was still good. Definitely a bright spot on the show. Then we go backstage where we have James Storm apparently having a problem with Sonata and his existence. I don't know why he hates Sonata. I've asked you guys on Twitter, those of you who watch it with me, why does this guy hate Sonata? And I swear, all of them have said, we don't know. That's a problem. But they've also said, well, Deluxe, man, give it a shot. No. You want to know why I'm saying no? Because if this was the WWE, you would be crapping on it. You know you would. So no, I'm not going to do the, WWE's up here, but TNA's down here. It's okay, give it a shot. No, I'm not doing that. This makes no sense. They could rectify it. Maybe down the road they will say something like, well, I got a problem with you, I don't know if he's going to confront the Great Muta next week. Maybe he'll confront Sonata. I don't know how this is going to work. I haven't read the spoilers all that much. But maybe he's going to confront Sonata or the Great Muta when they come over, because I know he's going to appear. And he's going to tell him to his face, look, I had problems with you and your people. That would make him I don't know what they're doing with this, so we'll have to see. It doesn't make any sense. James Storm as a heel doesn't make sense. And just because they wasn't doing anything with him when he was a face, how is that my problem? That's their problem, okay? Obviously, it just shows me that they're not very creative to begin with. Especially since we're rehashing ECW too. Moving on. Also, did I say Austin Aries won his match and now he has option C? I think I said that, but moving on. Kenny King and MVP took on Bobby Roode and Eric Young in a tag team match. MVP was faking a leg injury, and it's kind of funny how he played it off. Came out in crutches and stuff, and every time Bobby Roode got into the ring, I'm a leg, it hurt. But then Eric Young's in the ring, man, I'm a man, I got this, I hate you. And then Bobby Roode, I'm a leg, stop, wait a minute, I hurt my leg. The match ends in a DQ, which to me was just whatever. MVP afterwards, of course, assaulted Bobby Roode, showing that he's perfectly healthy to wrestle now. But I like that. I do like that part of the match. The match itself was nothing special. I look forward to seeing what MVP and Bobby Roode does next week. I want to see Bobby Roode beat up MVP. I do. Now that I know the storyline and I know what he did to him, I want to see it happen. I want to see Bobby Roode go out there and beat the tar out of MVP. MVP. This is why I edit, but I'm not editing that out. Moving on. Britney versus Madison Rayne. This was a bad match. It was. It wasn't even all that good. Nothing special. Okay, I won't say it was bad. That's not fair. Because look who's inside the ring. Britney is still kind of green herself. And Madison Rayne's not really the best worker. I'll say they put in effort. And it was okay for their standards. This is the only time I'm going to take that mentality. We're not here because I know who's wrestling in it. That's the only time I'm doing that. Because usually I would say that was a badass match. Not a badass match as in it was good, but a badass match as in it was ass and bad. How about that? Madison, Rayne, and Britney. I think Madison won, right? I think Madison won. Yes, she did. She beat her. And then the crowd was bored. They were chanting random stuff like "We Are Awesome," "Christy Hemme," and other stuff that was edited. They heavily edited this show. You can tell it was really edited because it doesn't really feel all that organic to me. And then we had Bobby Lashley versus Jeff Hardy. Standard match. It was cool. No issues with it. I really liked the ending with Jeff Hardy hitting the Swanton bomb on the steel steps. And I was just like, oh, well, he's dead. Call the freaking hospital. He's not going to win this match. And then Lashley beats him clean. Cool. Lashley stays a dominant champion, which is what it should be. Alright, and then the show ends with a very bad segment. A very bad segment. Dixie Carter comes out. She gets booed, and then she starts talking. And then she starts talking. And then she starts talking. And I'm like, oh my god, lady, you cannot cut a promo. People thought Vicky Guerrero was bad. Vicky was annoying. There's a difference between Dixie Carter, oh my god, you suck at what you do, please go away, heat. And then Vicky Guerrero, who kind of had the exact same heat, but, you know, once in a while, Vicky would actually do something that was worthy of being booed. Vicky is 10 times better than freaking Dixie Carter. That's for sure. I will happily say that. I'm not just saying that because she retired and she's Eddie Guerrero's wife. Seriously, I believe that. But and then what else happened? She starts talking and and Bully Ray and freaking Tommy Dreamer come out to try to put her through the table. And then, you know, they failed and then Devon came back. Oh my god. Let's just get the freaking ECW crew to come back. And then they put EC3 through a table. And that's how we end the show. Listen. If you like this show because it was a throwback to ECW for you, wonderful. To me, I didn't care. I didn't think it was all that special. And the only thing good about it was the X Division match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. It was... It was just there. Seriously, it was just there. And some of you guys might say, well, Deluxe, man, I'm pretty sure it was better than Raw. You can make that argument, and quite frankly, I didn't think Raw was all that good either. I thought that was just there as well. So don't start leaving comments down below. Oh, it was better than Raw. No, you want me to be honest? Both of them were nothing, okay? Nothing happened this week. When this week passes, you're not going to remember anything about this week except for the pay-per-view this Sunday, possibly. But no, okay? This show, to me, was very bland, and if TNA is going to make a statement, they need to do better than this, TNA. You have a lot of hype going into these shows. You don't want it to feel blah. Come on, now. Come on, TNA, seriously. So, yeah, to me, night one was... I don't want to say average. It probably was below average. I don't know. We'll have to see how you guys feel about it. How you guys feel about it if you watched it. But I don't think it really left an impact. But for real, it didn't leave that impact that TNA is getting better and then it's going to be a much better company in the future. And that's kind of what they need to do here. And they didn't do it. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys feel a different way. If majority opinion says differently, okay. But if not, oh well. Thanks for watching. Your boy Alyx signing off. I'll see you next week for night 2. Peace.